opponent, the reigning world master, #1 in the world, the Bullet, Stephen Bunting!
And in the commentary box for this second round match, Vassos Alexander and Jim Proudfoot.
Ray, thank you. Good evening. Stephen Bunting might be the top seed and the bookies' favourite to reach the final from this half of the draw, but it's Daryl Fitton who's got the experience of going deep into the Lakeside tournament. Twice a semi-finalist, Daryl's reached the quarters 4 times. In fact, he's won every time that he's ever played at this stage of the competition. But a record of 5 ranking titles in the last 12 months speaks volumes about Stephen Bunting's talents. Spurred on by his failure to qualify last year, he's returned to the Lakeside as #1 seed, and he has won in each of his last 2 televised tournaments, the Winmore World Masters in Hull and inside it out.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First set, first leg. It's Daryl to throw first. Game on!
Speaking to both of these players backstage, they both hope that they get spurred on
45.
to their best darts up on that stage. If Bunting plays the sort of darts we've seen from him in recent months, then Fitton will need to be in his
95.
very best if he's to compete. He has once averaged over 100 on this stage, Daryl Fitton. He's got the darts in him if he needs them.
81.
And just to reiterate the situation as far as the length of the game is concerned, being in the second round, now the best of 7, as you can see on the caption at the bottom of your picture. First to 4 sets.
$100. $95.
Stephen exuding confidence. He says he's much rather play a player like Daryl Fitton, who has been there and done it and produced
177.
darts like that, than a player who's nervous and who he can bully and just get past and win the game. He wants the classics.
36. Daryl, you require 98.
So Daryl having a look at 98. He's got 6 darts to get it as well. Double 12 for an impressive start for Daryl.
86.
He'll be back.
$139. Daryl,
Pretty
you
good.
require 12.
Pressuring the double 6, which is not the best double on the board. Now double 3, right at the bottom.
Yeah,
Well
so it's
done.
shot.
Good
The first
job.
leg. Daryl Fitton. Second leg is Stephen to throw first. Game on.
And no matter how much experience you've got, always a relief just to get that first leg on the board.
59.
Daryl, one of the most popular players in recent years here at Lakeside. They absolutely love him and his
100.
madness entrance. And how about that for popular? Andy Fordham, the Viking, the former champion.
180.
There were a few of those maximums in his semi-final win against Raymond van Barneveld in 2004. One of the finest games of darts in Lakeside history.
43.
And on the way to winning the title that year, Fordham saw off the challenge of Daryl Fitton in the quarterfinals.
180!
2 in a row for Stephen Bunting.
Stephen, you require 82.
And the Bullet living up to his name. Went for the ball. 17 leaves double top. And he's very quickly 1-1 with a 12-dart leg for Stephen Bunting.
Go first. Game on.
And how about this?
140.
Unlucky. Almost another maximum. They just could spur themselves on to something special tonight.
85.
Daryl's won every tie that he's played in this second round in his previous visits to Lakeside against some pretty illustrious opposition as well.
57.
James Wade, John Walton, Gary Robson, and the Wizard of Oz, Simon Whitlock. Men that he's seen off in the second round in the past. This is some challenge ahead of him tonight.
58.
These two, Fitton and Bunting, they've met twice in ranking finals. Bunting won the Northern Ireland Open of 2008. Fitton the Polish Open of 2011.
26.
This, arguably, is a bigger game than either of those.
$95.
Paul Jennings through to the last 16 as well. Sitting, basking in the atmosphere.
81.
Nobody chickening out of anything on stage tonight. Talk about previous meetings. The first meaningful one between these two was back in January 2000, the final of the Lancashire Open. Bunting won it 4-1. Okay, you think? He was 14.
59. Daryl, you require 152.
This would be nice. Needs the 2 treble 20s. So Stephen will be back for 1-2-2.
100. Stephen, you require 122.
Sign looked unfinished.
54. Daryl, you require 52.
Leg might be finished in a moment, though. 12 for double top for Daryl Fitton for a 2-1 lead in this first set. And he didn't need the second dart that he had.
Fitton, fourth leg at Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Stephen Bunting scoring extremely impressive, averaging more than anybody else, just under 92 in his first round victory against Jamie Wilson. He came back from 2-1 down in that, you'll remember. Scoring even more impressive at the start of this game. But look at this for a response from the Dazzler!
180!
And that's his first of the match.
$40.
50 years of age, the Dazzler. But he believes, and many agree, that he has got a world title in him.
140.
And he's got a great chance in this leg. 320 with his first 6 darts. This against a throw.
59.
And just to remind you that if he were to win this leg, he would take the first set. This is the kind of chance you think that Daryl is going to have to take if he's going to put Stephen Bunting's participation in this tournament under serious threat.
140. Daryl, you require 81.
Great third dart from Stephen. Daryl's got 81 here for a 1-0 lead.
And an 11 dart leg if he can take out treble 19, or he went the bullseye route. So 2 double 18s perhaps? No, treble 20 leaves double 6 for the set for Daryl Fitton.
75. Stephen, you require 127.
How costly a miss will it be? Treble 19 leaves bull. It's bullseye for a 127, and he's just the wrong side of the wire.
Daryl, you require 6.
He's had a couple of goes at double 6 already, Daryl Fitton. But double 3 has been his friend. Last chance.
3. Stephen, you require
4
25.
set darts passed up by Daryl so far. Stephen Bunting back. The 9 leaves double 8.
Yeah,
Not a mistake at all. It's 2-2. When it could have been the first set to Daryl Fitton. It will be playing on his mind as he toes the oche for this deciding leg in the first set.
Well, he said he expected Stephen
85.
to start like a train, and he just had to hang in there. Perhaps he was surprised that he was the one with darts for a 3-1 win in the first set.
59.
Just going to scrap, he says. Just going to use my experience and my nous and my know-how. Wonderful win in round 1 for Daryl Fitton, having missed match darts. He just put it straight out of his mind to win 2 legs on the trot.
85.
Well, it was a funny game, that one, against Benito van der Pas, because he'd taken a 1-set lead, then lost 6 legs out of 7 at one stage. And having missed those 3 match darts at double 16, as you say, he held his nerve.
100.
Did look as though we might be going to 7 death at one stage. Didn't quite get there. But significant, of course, because it was his first victory on the lakeside stage since he beat Waits in the quarterfinals 4 years ago. But the 180s keep coming for the bullet. 3 for him already.
Don't follow it in.
136.
He will have more darts for the first set, Daryl Fitton. Under how much pressure?
58. Daryl, you require 40.
Might love him a bit more in a minute. Double top for 1-0.
Yes, that's game shot. And the first set. Daryl Fitton.
All going with the darts
Second set,
in
first
that
leg,
first set,
Stephen
but it is
Bunting.
first blood
Game on.
to Stockport's Dazzler.
$135.
Stephen Bunting, who says he doesn't really practice his doubles because he thinks he's going to score heavily enough that he won't need to practice them because he'll get enough chances.
96.
Wouldn't like to see how good he was at doubles if he did practice them. 46% in his first round match against Jamie Wilson. And 67% in the early stages here, and that's the heavy scoring that he was talking about. Follows his 135 with a 180.
Already 4 from Bunting in the match. Add 1 from Fitton. And we have a cracker on our hands.
45.
There are those checkout percentages.
96.
3 out of 9 from Fitton as he took the first set. Only 3 darts at a double from Stephen Bunting. That's surprising. And he hit on 2 occasions.
100. Stephen, you require 90.
Went for the ball. 25 leaves double top.
Yeah,
Bang, bang,
first
bang!
game shot on the first leg.
Another 12 darter. He means
Second leg is
business.
Daryl to throw first. Game on.
He's won 3 legs in this match. 2 of them have been 12 darters.
140. $100.
The very words we live by.
$140.
But is Fitton phased by the 12 dart legs? Is he heck? Ton 40 to start this leg.
60.
He won't be phased, just in the same way that Stephen won't be phased. Losing that first set, he came back from 2 sets to 1 down as well. Just like Daryl did in his tie against Van der Pas. Plenty of room here for Daryl to get another one in, but he's coming down. And he's maximum 177 to leave himself 44.
$101. Daryl, you require 44.
4 for tops is his usual route. This would be an 11 dart leg.
$24.
Stephen not in a position to capitalise immediately.
70. Daryl, you require 20.
But enough pressure applied with the quality of Bunting's finishing that Daryl knows he needs to hit this.
Yes, that's game shot on the second leg. Daryl Fitton. Third leg is Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Just a little bit nervy for Daryl around the doubles, perhaps. But at the 4th time of asking in that leg, he still did what he had to do. And everything's still going according to plan for both players. All 7 legs we've seen so far going with the darts. We'll be able to affect that potentially crucial first break. Look at this again.
180.
Amazing how many times he does that. Gap between the first and second, but when that second one has landed, the third one, really quick fire, bangs it straight into follow.
100.
Here he goes again.
140.
Not far away. But it looks like another leg with the darts. Stephen did say if he's not 2-0 up after the first 2 sets, he'll be a little bit cross with himself. He won't be 2-0 up. Will he be 2-0 down?
45. Stephen, you require 85.
Looking at treble 15 with the first start. Treble 18 would have left double 8s.
53.
Double 16 his target when he returns.
Fitton way back on, near on 300.
140. Stephen, you require 32.
It's a double 16.
Yes, that's game shot. And the third leg. Stephen Bunting. 4th leg is
Never
Daryl
gonna miss, was he?
go first. Game on.
There's another one. You could have hit another 6 darts in that treble 20 bed. 7 180s already. We're only halfway through the second set. Is he going to follow them in?
121.
7-180 so far. Is this number 8? Very nearly. Also had a 177 as well, of course.
This leg, 180, 134, 121, 140. Told you it could be tasty.
85.
Stephen's high scoring has been such when he has had the darts. Daryl hasn't really, apart from one leg when he had 4 set darts in the 4th leg of the first set, come close. That puts the pressure on throws like this now. Treble 20 will leave double top.
95. Stephen Uniquire 127.
So 127, this is for the set. Treble 19 would have left bullseye. But Fitton looking
54.
at 2 tens to hold his throw and take us into another deciding leg. Never in doubt.
Shot on the 4th leg. Daryl Fitton. 5th leg of Stephen to throw first. Game on.
How much fun is this?
13 darter for Daryl Fitton.
60.
Statistically, you would imagine that Stephen would win this particular leg. Has won 4 out of 4, as you can see.
85.
Daryl just a little bit cross with himself after a rare glimmer of light. The 60 from Stephen Bunting, only followed up with an 85 by Daryl. And this is the response. 6 for Bunting already himself in 10 legs.
$100. $140.
Yeah, there was just that glimmer, wasn't there, when he threw 60 with his first 3 darts, and he's followed that 60 with a maximum and a 140. He's firmly shut the curtains
100
on that glimmer of light.
121.
This is for the set. Treble 20. Yes. Treble 15, perhaps. Or 25 double 18.
81.
Left a nice finish when he comes back. The last thing you need in the deciding leg of a set.
75.
Very good composure to find the treble 20 with his last dart and leave himself on a finish. But is it academic? It is!
Yes, that's good shot. And the second
We
set.
are all square at Lakeside, and this one's bubbling up nicely. It's Bunting 1, Fitton 1.
Everything going with the throw so far. Some pretty good scoring. Stephen Bunting's average not too far short of 100. What will Daryl Fitton's response be? We'll find out next here on ESPN.
Welcome back to the Lakeside Country Club. Day 4 of the BDO World Darts Championship is underway. First result of the night saw Robbie Green win through to the last 8, beating Scott Mitchell, man from Merseyside, the first player through to the quarterfinals. Another first time he's been in the last 8. Still to come later tonight, England's Alan Norris will play Wesley Harms of the Netherlands. And Steve Douglas, who's recently recovered from a health scare, which is great news, will play Tony O'Shea. The match currently underway is between Daryl Fitton, the number 16 seed, and the top seed, reigning BDO Masters champion Stephen Bunting. First of 4 sets is the winner. 3 times BDO World Dart champion Martin Adams is a member of the ESPN team tonight. Martin, you know both these players very well. What are your observations of what you've seen so far, please?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I think it's been a pretty even game. Every leg's gone with a throw, and there's not much to choose between them, really. I mean, Daryl's just getting on with business, and so Stephen. and there's nothing really to choose between them.
We expect heavy scoring from Stephen. He's averaging 111 for his first 9 darts.
Brilliant.
It's tough to call this. One set all, can go any way, can't it?
It can indeed, yeah. I mean, maybe it's this next set that's going to be the teller.
Max Martin, back to Vassos Alexander and Jim Proudfoot.
So 1-1 as the two players come back from the break.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Third set, first leg. It's Daryl to throw first. Game on.
Both players at or close to their best in their
140.
opening 2 sets. And look at those averages. 99 almost from Stephen Bunting.
100.
93.5 from Daryl Fitton is not too shabby, and he's a scrapper.
I think worth pointing out as well, that 93.5 for Daryl is better than anybody through in the first round. Might be the second best average in this game. And look at that, Stephen Bunting 106 in that second set.
A 97 average from Daryl Fitton. He lost the set. That does not happen very often anywhere in world darts. He knew he'd have to be on form, but he knows how to produce top form on the big occasion. 9 180s already in this match.
139. Daryl, you require 81.
Already on a finish. Treble 12 for double 13. Bullseye.
56. Stephen, you require 167.
Door has creaked open. The treble 20's in, the treble 19's in. Ball for a 167! The bullet fires! The highest check out of the tournament so far. The first break, 1 darted ball for Daryl Fitton. He didn't hit it. Boy, was he punished.
A 167.
135.
Almost followed by a 180. Well, if Darren didn't know he was in a match, he does now. Absolutely fantastic from Stephen Bunting. The second biggest checkout there is. Arguably a lot harder than the biggest one as well, because you've got to go all the way around the board. Treble 20 at the top, treble 19 at the bottom, and then the bullseye in the middle.
And the brilliance of that 167 has taken Stephen over 100 with the average.
96.
And this man is no stranger to big averages either. Daryl's highest lakeside average is 100.71, achieved against Gary Robson in the second round in 2008. He won the match 4-0, you will not be surprised to hear.
100. Stephen, you require 110.
110 now to take a 2-0 lead in this third set. And for treble 18 to leave him double.
58.
And he's given Daryl a chance here on Shanghai 20s. And it's a treble, a single, and a double. Now, looking for a bullseye. Went for 2 bullseyes, hit an 8. 92 left.
88.
Double 16 if he's back. A little bit frustrated with himself.
52.
Another chance for Stephen Bunting. 20 for double 16 for 2-0 in the third.
Yes, that's game shot. And the second leg. Stephen Bunting.
His finishing's been deadly.
Third leg is
What
Daryl
a
to
treat.
first. Game on.
These two are serving up.
Good response from Daryl to losing 3 legs in a row.
120. $134.
That's Keeler, Stephen's partner, mother to baby Toby, who was down this afternoon. Heading home now with
45.
Keeler's dad, John, and Uncle Peter. Baby Bunting in a baby Bunting shirt, exactly the same as Dad, specially made. He's 6 months old, is Toby.
59.
And that's Stephen's dad, Toby's granddad.
Well, the good news, baby Bunting, is that Daddy's gone a-hunting.
100.
Everything around that treble 20 at the moment is sticking. He said his last 4 doubles. This is very ominous for the rest of the field,
60.
particularly for Daryl Fitton at the moment.
Why is he top seed? Well, in 2012 he won the Welsh Classic, the Granite City Open, the Sun Parks Masters, and 2 big ones, the World Masters and the Zuidendam Masters a month ago.
134.
Still some way back in this leg, as you can see.
56.
Not on a finish, so
102.
Daryl with the luxury of 6 darts. Get himself on the board in this 3rd set. 10 will leave double 16.
70. $100. Daryl Uruguayer 32.
Another look at double 16 for Daryl Fitton.
Yes, that's game shot.
better look at it this time.
Daryl Fitton.
Halves the deficit in this 3rd set, but still he's yet to break the Bunting throw.
Hasn't really had many chances. Not since the 1st set, which he won on throw, Daryl. Ton 40 from Stephen is hardly an opening.
$96.
Yeah, since that 4th leg of the 1st set, where he had those 4 set darts, missed them, academic in the end because he then held his throw. He hasn't even had a dart at a double when Stephen has had the throw.
85.
And that's because when Stephen has had the high scoring, he's followed it up with some brilliant finishing.
60.
It can get better than that. It very, very seldom does.
And this isn't early in the match either. We're midway through the 3rd set. 7 out of 10 is something very, very special on that stage to hit those doubles. Stephen on a finish already.
100.
6 if he wants them from 136. He will want them.
$60.
Good last dart.
Stephen Uruguayer 76.
Needed that. But could be academic. 16 for tops for the set.
56.
He's missed one.
Daryl Uruguayer 145.
Now, miss from Daryl earlier in this set, saw Stephen follow up with a 167. And Daryl hit a 145. Perfect start for him. Great middle dart as well. double top for a 145 for Daryl Fitton. Just the wrong side of the wire.
Stephen
would have got him back to 2-2 in this third set. Meanwhile, Stephen misses double 10, hits double 5, and takes a 2-1 lead in sets.
Bunting. Fourth set, first leg.
Great
Stephen
darts.
to throw first.
But Stephen Bunting has won the set against the throw.
And when they're throwing this well, the throw is significant.
140.
Look at that. Straight in with a ton 40, Stephen Bunting. Daryl will feel he just needs to ride out the storm, to stick around, to hit his darts at double when he gets them. He was not far away from that double top, and that would have been sensational. That could have been a real momentum shifter in the match.
135.
At the moment, you just sit back and admire the darts that both men are throwing.
140.
Stephen won the Winmore Masters in Hull.
140.
Only 5 men before have won that tournament and then followed it up with a Lakeside World Championship win. He'd be in very, very good company if he could pull it off. Eric Bristow, Bob Anderson, Richie Burnett,
125.
John
Stephen,
Walton,
you require 86.
and of course Martin Adams. Looking at 86 for first blood in the fourth. And double sevens his target.
Yes, that's game shot. And the
He's
first
buzzing.
leg. Stephen
The
Bunting.
bullet
Second leg
pinging
is
them
Daryl
round the
to throw
board.
first. Game on.
Magnificent demonstration of finishing from the #1 seed.
Another 12-dart leg, his third of the match.
83.
Daryl, you need a treble.
80.
They come back from this position, of course, Daryl Fitton in that first round against Benito van der Pas when he had to win both sets to stay alive.
59.
He's got more of a margin for error this time, just needs to win 3 of the remaining 4 as opposed to both of the remaining 2. This is the way he needs to do it.
180.
Number 10 of the match.
Daryl's fourth, Stevens had 6.
44. Daryl, you require 158.
This would be nice, but not necessary. Stephen unusually is way back.
55. $100. Daryl, you require 100.
This is luxury for Daryl Fitton. 6 darts from 103. 11 for double 16. Or 3. For tops. No pressure.
Yeah,
There it
that's
is.
game shot. And the second leg. Daryl Fitton. Third leg is Stephen to throw first. Game on.
The form that Stephen's been in, you have to
96.
remind yourself, he didn't qualify for the event last year. A couple of years ago, got to the quarters, lost to Dean Wynne Stanley, well beaten in truth. The first time in 5 attempts that he progressed beyond round 2. He's lost to Ted Hankey and Tony
95.
O'Shea at this stage in previous years. But he's a different player now.
100.
He was prepared for Stephen to start like he has, to start like a bullet. Says he's just going to keep scrapping.
100.
And to be fair, a lot of players under a barrage of scoring and double hitting that Stephen's produced so far in this match would have struggled, would have gone to pieces, not Daryl Fitton. No finish, 165.
$125.
Another great third dart from Stephen there to leave himself double top. Daryl not applying much pressure as he would have liked to have done, but he has left himself a finish. But it's this for 2-1 and 2-1.
Yes, that's game shot on the third leg. Stephen Bunting, fourth leg, it's Daryl to throw first. Game on.
And in the last 6 legs that Stephen Bunting has won, he's only missed a double in one of them. Predatory instincts and high scoring, the perfect combination.
134.
10 out of 15.
140.
Extraordinary checkout percentage, and the average isn't too shabby either. Not from either player. 99, 96.
140.
This is a treat to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been eulogising about Stephen Bunting scoring, but Daryl's what, 3 behind him.
140.
Hanging in there. Only lost 1 leg with the dart so far, Daryl. He's won 7 out of 8, and here he goes.
140.
Couldn't quite fill her up.
He's throwing first. He's thrown 134, 140 and 140, and he's under pressure.
91. That'll
Great last start
87.
from Stephen Bunting. So treble 17. 20 for bullseye. Oh, double 5 he needs to level the set.
82.
A very rare,
Stephen
very loose one.
130.
This would hurt. Treble for the bull.
$65.
Did take out a 130 in his match against Jamie Wilson in round 1. Not this time. Daryl's looking at 3 for double 1. Quick trip to the madhouse for Daryl Fitton.
No score. Stephen, you require 65.
Another slight mistake that might be punished. Double top, 2 darts for a 3-1 lead. Misses with the first and
25.
the second. Wow, wow, wow. The chance Daryl didn't think he would get.
5.
Is he going to go 3 double 1 again or 1 double 2? He's 3 again for double 1. Must hit it. Does
Yes,
hit it.
it's on the fourth leg. Daryl Fitton, fifth leg, it's Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Oh, we're into a deciding leg. We're underway already. How good is this?
58.
And in the context of this match, this is a chance for Daryl Fitton, as Bunting only hits 58. Has to break the throw here for the first time in the game.
You wouldn't put it past him.
85. $119.
Seldom get 2 bad visits in succession. 119 following up the 58.
Yeah, another door left ajar,
60.
swiftly slammed closed on a subsequent visit. And look at this.
100.
Bit of brilliance from Daryl Fitton with his next 7-8 darts. Could be the difference between 2-2 or a 3-1 deficit going into the next break.
We're about halfway through this deciding leg.
60.
This is where it gets saucy. He's on a finish, but a 140 here. And they want at least 100.
60. Stephen, you require 164.
Daryl not on a finish, though. Stephen, a 6 darts at 164 to win the 4th set and take a 3-1 lead. On an odd number now.
84.
So goes down to leave himself 80.
196. Becomes
Stephen, you require 80.
136, but this is set point Stephen Bunting. 20 for tops. He'll have it. Ooh.
40.
What was that, Stephen?
Daryl, you require 136.
So this is a chance for Daryl Fitton. The crowd sense it. Just a moment to compose himself. This is a crucial trip to the Oki. And that is the end of that, potentially, for this set for Daryl Fitton now.
100.
Can't see Stephen making
40.
another mistake around the 20s again. Good markers. Dramatic last dart, and he has missed it. Wow.
Daryl, you require
That's 3
36.
darts at double top.
Here we go. Here we go. Daryl Fitton to level the match, double 18. Yes, he's done it.
On the 4th set, Daryl Fitton.
Can you believe this match of darts? We're only halfway through it. It's 2 sets all.
And just as it looked as though Stephen Bunting was in a position that he might run away with it, Daryl Fitton holds his nerve, hits a monumental double 18. It's 2-2 when we return.
It's day 4 of the 2013 Lakeside World Darts Championship, the blue ribboned event on the BDO Dart Circuit. Second round of the tournament underway. Earlier tonight, Robbie Green, the first player to win through to the last 8 at the expense of Scott Mitchell. Alan Norris and Wesley Harms are in the practice area waiting to play for a place in the quarterfinals. Final match of the night will be Steve Douglas versus last year's runner-up Tony O'Shea. And Tony's great friend Daryl Fitton is about to resume his second round match with the top seed Stephen Bunting. First of 4, the winner. It's 2-2, and it's getting very interesting. Let's grab a word with 3 times Lakeside champion Martin Adams. Stephen, 5 darts for 3-1. Feel the drama growing, can't we? Anticipation, everyone's getting a little bit twitchy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, having broken the throw, got his nose in front, you'd expect him there to capitalise, and he hasn't.
How do you stop that playing on your mind? You're thinking, I should be 3-1 up here now. I should be sort of just like, not cruising, but just rolling into victory. And all of a sudden, hang on a minute, might be out.
Well, that's it. It could be the case. And it's very, very difficult to compose yourself so that you can stop that happening.
OK, time to find out who goes through to the quarterfinals. Back to Vassos Alexander and Jim Proudfoot. Very interesting, gentlemen.
Very interesting, Ray. Fantastic darts.
Hugely
Hugely enjoyable.
First leg, it's Daryl to throw first. Game on.
Stephen Bunting with 5 darts to lead 3-1. Missed the double top, but Fitton hit him. A double 1 and
60.
a double 18, his first break of throw. And we're still no closer to knowing who is going to be going through to the quarterfinals. 2 sets apiece. It's the first of 4.
43.
He's averaging 95. He's hit 3 12-dart legs, a 167 checkout, and he's not winning.
100.
Stephen Bunting must be wondering what he has to do
81.
In fact, a word about that 167 checkout. He was back on 306 with 6 darts to go. Had the presence of mind to go for 19 with his first dart. Hit the 2 treble 20s, which left himself on a finish of 167, and then he
96.
took it out. Amazing. And how much must that have hurt Daryl Fitton? Must have done, but he didn't show it.
96.
Decent start to this first leg of the 5th set as well for Daryl Fitton.
100. Daryl, you require 110.
6 darts at 110. Might only need 2 of them. He's got time in hand though, doesn't go for the ball. He goes 10, double top.
90.
He will return.
$105.
There's
Daryl,
Gary
you
Robson.
require 20.
He will be hoping that double 10 is hit here. Double 5 now. Yes, needed that with Bunting on 76 and lurking.
Second leg, it's Stephen 2, throw first. Game on.
And that's 3 legs in a row now that Daryl Fitton has taken.
96.
He's been in the top 5 seeds on 3 previous occasions, Daryl. He's the lowest ranked of the 16 seeds this time round as he plays Lakeside for an 11th consecutive year. Another man who's not had luck with the draw. He lost out to an eventual finalist on 6 occasions in a 7-year spell, including twice in the first round.
55.
Is this an opening? In the context of this match, it certainly is.
100. $140.
Was an opening.
$45.
Can often be the case that the first leg back from a break is a little bit of a slow one. Players just need to
134.
reacclimatise to the stage, just loosen themselves up again the first few darts. It's been the case this time round.
Last time round we had the 167. It's another one.
140.
It's another one.
Stephen, you require 76. $36. Daryl, you require 116.
This would be big. Treble 20 for double 18. Here's double 18. There is a double 18.
Shot on the second leg. Daryl Fitton. Third leg, it's Daryl to throw first. Game on.
Daryl's highest checkout of the week. A 116, a 4th successive leg for him. And now he's only 1 leg away with the darts from a 3-2 lead.
45.
Only 45 scored though.
$100. $59. $83.
Hasn't found a treble yet this set. Daryl Fitton. Now he's found two of them.
134.
Good switch.
Look at those averages for Stephen Bunting. 106 in the second set, but then it falls away. Daryl much more consistent, but Stephen's 106 and goes
58.
to 94 and then down to 91. And Daryl only averaging 89 in winning that fourth set.
Here we go again.
180.
The long didn't last long. His 7th of the match. The record in round 2 at Lakeside is 12.
95. Stephen, you require 78.
The break straight back. Tops.
Yes,
Yes.
last game shot on the third leg. Stephen Bunting. Fourth leg, it's Stephen to throw first. Game on.
And perhaps significantly, his last 5 attempts to hit double top had all ended in misses. Hits it at the first time of asking there.
58.
His eye back in now. And he holds here. It's 2-2 in the 5th. Just when you think one of the players is building up that little bit of momentum inexorably, it can change so quickly. Just like that. Brilliant response from Fitton to Bunting breaking his throw.
100.
He loves it. He loves it. Such is the quality of this match, though. He needed that last dart to hit the treble 20. Otherwise, he'd have given away all the advantage built up with the maximum.
60.
Essentially, Daryl Fitton has nicked the darts in this fourth leg.
60. $134.
This is where Daryl will be so frustrated that he didn't hit a treble last time round, because it means he's not on a finish here. Handily placed mine with Stephen on 149. Important second dart.
84. Stephen, you
96
require
left.
149.
Treble 20, treble 19. Oh, would have left double 16. He looks at 18s instead.
97.
But knows he's given Daryl a
Daryl,
little
you
bit of a
require
chance.
96.
96 to take the set.
Can be done in 2 darts. If the first hits treble 20, which it does, and the second hits double 18, he's got another chance at it. Set point, Daryl Fitton.
60.
Will he rue those
Stephen, you require
misses?
52.
Will he rue them?
Double 16, double 8. Oh,
36.
Stephen Bunting's missed. 2 darts and a double to tie it up at 2-2 in the 5th.
Daryl, you require
And Daryl is
36.
back, looking at double 18 to take a 3-2 lead and back-to-back sets.
And
Yes!
Yes, game shot.
for the
And
second set
six.
running,
Daryl Fitton.
Daryl Fitton nicks it with a double 18. And now he's in
First
front.
leg, it's Stephen to throw first. Game on. $121.
The bullet is under pressure. Daryl Fitton, 23 years his senior. 3-2 he leads.
140.
Again, just to reiterate the point about comebacks, Bunting needed to win the last 2 sets in his first round tie against Jamie Wilson and managed it. He's in the same position here against Daryl Fitton.
100.
And the scores keep coming. Red score after red score, and a red score means it's 100 or more.
180!
And another 180. Just to underline the point. And another
125. $140. Stephen, you require 155.
to hold his throw.
$105.
And by the way,
Daryl, you require
he's thrown some
41.
terrific stuff this leg. But Fitton, with two 140s and a 180, is 41 points away from another leg and another break of throw. Double top he wants. Double
yes,
top
game shot.
he gets.
Take the first leg. Daryl Fitton. Second leg is Daryl to throw first. Game on.
And he's manoeuvred himself into a position here that all he has to do is hold his throw, and he's won the match. What a way to start!
140.
Almost another maximum. And the last 3 times that Stephen Bunting has had the throw, he's lost.
Two 140s and a maximum en route to an 11-dart leg. Starts here with a ton 40, but only 60. Bunting needs to take advantage. There aren't many openings in this sort of match.
85.
He knows all about darts from a different planet, and they're not far away from that here.
Andy Fordham, no stranger to an 11-darter, of course.
140.
Famously what Barney said when he lost that semi-final. Said, I threw my best darts, but Fordham's darts came from a different planet.
82. Daryl, you require 161.
How about a 161, Daryl?
$85.
He'll be back for 76.
$64. Daryl, you require 76.
76 then for Daryl Fitton to move within a leg of taking out the #1 seed. Good start, 8-8, 2 shots at it. He's one leg away now.
Shot on the second leg. Daryl Fitton.
It looked as though he was dead and buried, but now there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's a dazzler.
He's only thrown 25 darts this set. He's only needed to. They've been that
97.
good. He means it, doesn't he, today?
$140.
He's bullying the dartboard.
Bullying the bullet. He's about to disarm him, seemingly. Or is he?
140. $66. $140.
Jimi Hendrix here. Daryl, of course, his mentor, one of the most vociferous supporters of Jimmy in his game against Martin Adams
57.
earlier in the week. Jimmy
Stephen,
here to
require
repay the compliment
124.
and cheer Daryl Fitton on. Treble 16 leaves 8-8 for a 124 to stay alive.
108.
Unusually, After missing a double, he'll be back. It really has been that good.
60. Stephen, you require
Now
16.
perhaps just recharging his batteries as he prepares for one final push in a leg he's about to throw first in for the match.
Game on.
He's won 7 of the last 9 legs, Daryl Fitton.
135.
He's in the zone. Dream darts from the man from Stockport, twice a semi-finalist. With the problems that he's had here at the Lakeside in the last 3 years, he would have been forgiven for thinking his chance had gone. But he's in the zone, and he might be in the quarters in 2 or 3 minutes' time.
60.
Credit Stephen Bunting following that 135 with a 125. He will make the Dazzler work for it, and no mistake. There's another treble 20. And another.
125.
Take that, Daryl Fitton, he says. Switching down. 19s. Back up.
$96.
Must break, or he's out.
59.
He'd hit the treble, he would have been on a finish. He didn't, and he's not. Daryl can't hit the treble with his first 2 either.
Mustn't hit 1 or 5. He's on 170.
57.
Sensible.
But Stephen can apply some real pressure here. Great pressure.
85.
Frustrated with himself for that last dart. Daryl's got 3 in his hand for the match. Treble 20 he's looking at. And again, Stephen Bunting now has a chance, potentially 2 darts.
Stephen, you require
107 to stay alive. Treble 20 in. Single 15 for double 16.
75.
Is that his last dart of the tournament?
Daryl, you require 28.
He's a dart away from the quarterfinals. Daryl Fitton, can he find double 14 to beat the top seed? He can! And he's done it! And the Dazzler's through to the last 8. The top seed goes out. What a match!
Never beaten in the second round. He's continued that amazing record. And the Lakeside problem for the big boys continues as the #1 seed is eliminated. The bullet firing blanks. Fitton brilliantly makes it through.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Lakeside classic. Daryl Fitton, Stephen Bunting.
Guts and determination after a treble of first